Hi everyone. Normal home remedies are useful to treat various symptoms. Is it good or bad? So can we follow these home remedies or not? So here I am talking about this antitussive agents which will decrease the cough. So normally we will take this pudina or lemon, ginger and honey for the suppressing of the cough. So let us see like how these drugs are going to be and how these agents are going to be work. Okay, today we are going to discuss the topic antitussive agents. So before going to this, first of all we will try to know like what are the causes of the cough. So normally cough is going to be expressed because of the infection at laryngopharyngeal region, trachea or bronchi. So here it may be irritants, it may be pathogens. So normal simple pollen grain may act as an irritant or any bacteria or virus may cause this. So because of this, so there will be increased secretions and the obstruction is going to be take place because of the mucus. So if the mucus is there here, so the individual cannot breathe properly. So here this whatever the mucus has to be expelled from this particular trachea or bronchi for the free passage of the air. Okay, so first of all let us know like what is the basic mechanism of the cough, how is going to be cough initiated. So here normally we have three types of nerves in our nasopharyngeal regions. So one is trigeminal nerve and vagus nerve and glossopharyngeal nerve. So these nerves send the information to the medulla oblongata in the brain. Okay, so whatever the irritant, so everything the information has to be passed to this. So resulting of that, so here the center here this medulla oblongata which is a respiratory center which takes the action. So here how the mechanism of action is deep inspiration. So the individual is going to take the deep inspiration, suddenly the glottis is going to be closed. So here the glottis which separates your esophagus with the tracheal. So glottis is going to be closed and the relaxation of the diaphragm which causes the pressure on this lungs. Then the muscle lungs are going to be get contracted and there will be a higher excessive positive pressure in this. So that makes the sudden opening of the glottis, thereby a rapid flow of the air is going to be expelled out. It's a explosive expiration of the contents of the bronchia and trachea. So this is called as cough. So this is a positive symptom. So here this is basically to expel the contents. Then why we want to suppress the cough? If the individual is repeatedly suffering with this, so maybe because of the hyper reactivity. Okay, so here we need to suppress because the persistent cough causes more damage than the bacteria and all. Okay, so here we want to suppress this cough. So here if you see this the coughs are basically of two types, productive cough and non-productive cough. So productive cough in the sense where the sputum is going to be expelled from because of the cough, also called as wet cough. Dry cough is also called as non-productive cough. So normally in one of the symptom of the corona is dry cough. So where we will not find any sputum. Depending on the time duration, we can classify it into acute. So if the this cough is persist less than 3 weeks, it is called as acute, or the cough is persist from 3 to 8 weeks, it is called as subacute, and if it persists more than 8 weeks is called as a chronic cough. So here I mean to say the this central nervous system is going to be have a significant action in the cough. So if you see this transverse section of the bronchi, so here we can see that mucus, submucous layer, and this is a smooth muscle layer, and this is epithelial layer in which the globular cells are going to be present and mast cells are going to be present in mucus layer which secretes the histamine. So here I mean to say, so goblet cell secretes the mucus and the mast cell secretes the histamine, which ultimately contract this. So because of the infection, because of the various chemicals, these may be done. So here antitussive agents, these are the, so first category is pharyngeal demulcents. This is what we are talking about. If you take the honey or lemon, ginger, which will soothe your throat. So here normally what happens, here irritation is going to be occur because of this pollen grain or whatever the irritant it is, maybe bacteria or virus. So here normally what we are doing is we are forming a thick layer which will inhibit the irritation effect. So example, lozenges, then cough drops and liquorize, etc. Next, expectorants. Expectorant are the agents which will expel the contents of this trachea and bronchi. So here basically we have two categories, one is mucokinetic and mucolytic. Mucokinetic is the agents which will allow the mucus to travel in this and it will try into expels. So since this is a very thick and viscous substance, so here if mucokinetic agents are the agents which will increase the secretions here. So because of the higher secretion, the dilution is going to be take place and is going to be expelled. So it can move. So that is called as mucokinetic. Example, sodium citrate, potassium iodide, Vasaka and balsam of Tolu are the example which will increase the secretion at bronchi or trachea. Next, mucokinetics. Mucokinetic in the sense the agents, these agents can break down this sputum. So here the sputum is a very thick viscous substance. So here there will be viscous because there will be inter-individual bonds are going to be present. So here these agents bromohexane and ambroxol which will break down these inter bonds. So thereby the small pieces are going to be formed. These small pieces can easily expel from this. So that is called as mucolytic agents. Example, bromohexane and ambroxol. Most of the cough syrups has these agents. Next, cough center suppressants. As we discussed, cough is controlled by this medulla oblongata. Okay, so we will give some of the drugs which will suppress this respiratory center. Example, opioids, codeine, non-opioid, nascapine, dextromethorphan. Next, antihistamines, chlorpheniramine maleate, promethazine. So these are going to be inhibit these mast cells and thereby decreasing the antihistaminic activity. Next, bronchodilators. These agents work by agonistically acting adrenergic beta 2 receptors in the lung. So examples, so here they are going to be dilate this. Example, salbutamol and terbutaline. And nasal decongestants, these are the agents which will allow the easy passage of this air through nose. Normally because of the bulging or swelling of the blood vessel at this particular region will constrict the air pathway. So normally what we will do is we will give this atropine, the agent, or phenylephrine. So these are going to be specifically stimulate this alpha 1 adrenergic receptors, resulting the blood vessel is going to be get constricted and there is a way is going to be formed for easily inhalation. Okay. So these are the agents which will helpful for suppressing the cough. Hope this video is useful. Thank you.